I like the whole idea of hunting, the like getting out there, getting like, finding the tracks and like stalking and seeing if you can like get close to the thing. I just don't want to like shoot and kill the animal because I'm not going to do it. Like I don't have this need to like contribute, like to shoot and kill an animal. Like I don't find, like I'm not a vegetarian. I'm not in it from an ethical standpoint. I just don't feel like I want to do that because I also don't want to like, I don't have to deal with a carcass, especially like a larger animal. Like, I don't want to shoot a deer. I'm all set. I think it'd be fun, or at least enlightening, to like process that. Like I'm not even opposed to the like the skinning, the gutting, the like processing aspect, that the butchery of it. I think that actually seems kind of fascinating to me. I just don't need to like, I don't know. I don't really want to go out in the woods with a gun and shoot something. It's just, I'd rather just go out in the woods and sit there and enjoy seeing the woods. I assume I would need a pretty strong one too. Dr. Order says it's a special magnet with pretty high weight capacity. Same for the rope. Yeah, I'm imagining like a climbing rope. Like a dynamic climbing rope. Dynamic meaning, there's two different types of climbing ropes. There's a dynamic rope and static rope. Static rope has zero give to it, and dynamic rope has a little like stretch. Just imagine you like a dynamic. Anyway, we're getting back into the area where I was having some connectivity issues before, so just a heads up that if the stream goes in and out, that's because that's the area that we're in. Can't do anything about it, sorry, and we will get back to it as soon as we can. Get a circle magnet, Cyber. That's a good idea. I love that idea. That sounds good. I instantly thought of the little like colorful circle magnets that you had. That I remember having as a kid. Like they were in like science class, and you put them on like a dowel, and they sort of like, they didn't touch. They like magnetic levitation thing. That's what when you said circle magnet, the first thing that came to my mind was the rainbow circle magnets that you put on the dowel that you can like make them bounce. That's where my head went. Oh, they come with a grappling hook. Holy shit. That's cool. Nick sounds like bird watching. Yeah. No. Nick, you can't be a bird watcher yet. How many friends do y'all have that have like hit their 30s, 40s, or 50s and they're like, is that a robin in my backyard? And then all of a sudden they have a vest of a fucking Audubon guide and like binoculars, and you're just like out in the morning with like a little notebook. I can't do that. You can't do that. I don't want to be there yet. I don't want to be there. I don't want to be there yet. Bird watching is, I'm not in my bird watching era, but I know I'm going to get there eventually. I feel like it'll happen. Maybe it won't. I don't know. I always want to know more about like how to identify trees and animals and like things that I see, especially because we go camping pretty frequently. And I haven't ever made an effort to do that. I would happily, I think the societal pressure is always something that I sort of push back against. I don't know. I feel like you get into like, I feel like as an adult, right? Especially as like a white dude, adult male, there's like a few options of things that I could really get into. And I could like make an identity, right? I could get into like barbecue, right? Or like craft beer, or home maintenance. Bird watching is certainly in there. I think There's I guess there's always sports. There's always fucking sports, but there's zero chance I do that. There's not, never ever. What else do like cars, car maintenance? I could get like a fixer-upper and learn how to rebuild an engine. I'm not going to do that either. Tell me to show that cars. Nor do I want one, in fact. And what are the other? There's plenty of other hobbies. I could get into live streaming. Because that sounds like it could be fun. Fishing, of course. That's a popular one. I could get into working out. I do that already, though. I don't really want to do that because that involves a better diet, and just like being straight up, I don't really want to stop eating pastries, so we can't do that. The working out part is fine, and I'm happy to do that, but I'm not going to invest into, boneless, skinless, fat-free chicken breasts and what else? I don't know, whatever else people eat in there. Doing that nonsense. It's not nonsense. Some people change their diet for plenty of good reasons. I just enjoy it so much. What other hobbies do we have? Running, although I guess that kind of dovetails with working out. I'm not going to do running. That's not the thing. Yeah, I think bird watching really is like, of all those options, it's the most appealing, but I don't want to do it. I'm already into camping, so there's that. That's a thing. That's a thing that 40-year-old white guys get into. Just men, 40-year-old men in general. Really. Just myself. We're back at the main building here. It is almost 1400, so we have about an hour and a half to walk ourselves all the way down to the center city, which is about right from the timing perspective. So, Bartram's Garden, nice little walk. We'll come back here when it's green again, and not 5 degrees outside. I don't know what the actual temperature is. It says it up in the top right corner of the screen, but given that the top right corner of the screen is a white sky and that the text is white, I don't imagine you can see any of that. But maybe we can. I don't know. 6.3 kilometers walked today. Nice. It's actually probably almost 7 because I didn't start the location thing until I remembered a little ways in the stream that the location thing said Toronto. And then I reset it. Oh, they're mowing. What are we mowing for? Don't you know that mowing disturbs the nesting larval ground bugs? I'm sure they know that. Maybe I should tell them.
Excuse me. You really shouldn't be mowing until later in the season.
Because critters and bees and sorts of larval bugs live on the leaves and grass and trees. You disturb their resting period. Anyway, we're not gonna go in there. We're just gonna let them know we're gonna be judging about it live on the internet. It's fine. It's a botanical garden. their goal is aesthetic beauty. I think. I don't know. Can't do this. My computer flips between thinking I'm in Montreal or Toronto. That's funny. When I set something up in Google Analytics when I was up in Toronto recently, and when I came back, I had to reset the whole thing because it assumed that I was in Canada, and it was using like Canadian dollars. And I was like, wait, this isn't accurate. You can't do this. Flex Mulder, right though? Like, right. Like, okay. I think that you're talking, I'm assuming you're talking about the mowing thing. But like, for real, like meadow creatures stay warm and undisturbed throughout the winter under leaves and grass. So you should not mow until like later in the season. Basically until it's not, I think I don't know the exact thing because I don't have a yard. I wouldn't do this if I did. I just wouldn't put my yard in yard. But I thought of many reasons, many reasons to not have to mow something. Because I hate mowing. And that's one of them. That like, yeah, especially like bee populations, like literally they have, you know, the youngins live in the detritus underneath of that throughout the winter, and then if you mow, you disturb all of that. And you shouldn't mow. It's just the same reason you should leave the leaves that fall in your garden in the garden. Just leave them there. Over the winter, it protects the little creatures underneath from the cold and the snow. And then in the springtime, they get to be alive instead of chopped up and mown. I'm not really the gardener, so I don't want to tell you. I don't want to give you false information. I don't know exactly the specifics of what happens over the winter. I just know that you're not supposed to disturb fallen leaves, fallen grass, things like that. Like there's no reason to pick all this up or cut it back or do any of that. Just let it sit, let it be. Just let it be. Yeah, natural lawns, exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, if I had a yard, I would never mow it. I said this to Glenn many times. I said, look, if you ever decide that we need to like move to the suburbs for some reason, I claim absolutely zero responsibility for maintaining anything outside. My inclination is to literally just let it grow and let it return to meadow and then forest. I'm not messing around with mowing anything. I did that as a kid. I had to mow the lawn as a kid. I hated it. I hated it every single time I had to mow the lawn. I don't want to do it anymore. That's no trauma. That is for real though. Now I have a real reason not to want to do that. As opposed to just hating the process. Yeah, caretaker says queen bees live in rotting leaves for the winter, right? Mostly clover lawn. Yeah, I want that. Sure, welcome in. Plant time instead. What plant is it? Is it mint? There's some plant that you should not plant outside of a pot because it's like extremely invasive. Here's a train. Command train. Just kidding. That's not a real thing. It is a real thing, probably on some channels, not this one. Hey, let's climb up the bank and hop on the end. See what happens. This is going to take us to where we're going, though. If we got on the back of that train and hopped off right at the crossing at Lombard Street, that's where we're going. Yeah, it's mint. Okay. Don't like your neighbors? Just plant a little mint next to their property. What could go wrong? Damn, that train went by and now it's quiet as hell out here again. All right. And we know from having walked down this way already that I can't get through on the other end of this we're going to walk back up the way we came and go back over the Grace Ferry Bridge. Once we're over the bridge, we should be able to get to the Schuylkill River Trail from there. I think. I don't think we have to walk all the way back down into the city to get to the river trail, but we might. And if we do, that's okay too. Because the point is to walk. The point is not the specific location. Although the point is to go out to Barford Garden, which we did. So we're now on phase 2 of the stream. Well, we're in between phase 1 and phase 2. Phase 1 was what was riding. If we could get to the northern part by the bridge, we'd walk through there. But it does not appear that we can get there based on not being able to get out that way when we came in. Or get in that way, I don't think we could get out that way. So we're going to go back up here. This is a... there ain't nothing here. There is nothing here. They film fucking horror movies down here. Anyway, thanks for being here. I appreciate you that. It's not a bad day out here in Philly. It looks cold. It's very gray. It's overcast today, but it's not bad in terms of the actual temperature. I'm also moving. Like, to be perfectly honest, I'm sweating right now. I'm wearing a sweatshirt, a t-shirt, a sweatshirt, and then a jacket, like a lined sort of puffy jacket that's very keeping me nice and toasty. I was thinking about getting ice cream later with Calvin. I mean, we are going to do that. That's the plan. And he is excited about it. I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, we need to be able to eat this ice cream inside somewhere, because if I stop, I'm going to get cold because I'm sweating. Man, sure it says I find random basil from the pot in 2021. It died because I forgot it existed. Yeah, that's like all the plants in my house. Now, to be fair, Gwen tries to keep up with plant watering, but it's not a priority. We have live animals and a kid and, obligations. Making sure the plants don't die is not as high up on the list as it was during COVID, for better or for worse. I love having houseplants, but I don't always love having to take care of them. But I'm not inclined to do anything about it. Man, a lot of trash back here. Now, like I said, we're not in a place in the city that I'm pretty sure you'd never ever make your way down here as a tourist. It's a spooky walk. There's nothing here. Like, it's empty. Like, the thing is, with the IRL stuff, I'm just like a walker. I like to walk wherever. And, like, Bartram's Garden is walkable. Doesn't mean that it's going to be scenic getting there. It's nice when you're there. That wasn't the main entrance to the thing either. Like, that was an edge, the northern edge of the garden. So we didn't come in the main way. We just went in the very northern part. And it made our way to the center, as opposed to entering in the grand view from the main entrance. Oh, that was flying. Oh, damn. But I think, generally speaking, Philadelphia is very walkable. Like, there is a sidewalk here. I'm using it. It's not like I'm just walking on the side of a highway. But we will be doing that in a moment here when we get back to Grace Ferry Avenue. So I should hold that thought. We're going to walk by the bathtub too. We saw a bathtub on the sidewalk on the way here. We'll walk by that again. Time check, 1400, 1410, 1409. Whatever, close enough. Here comes the trolley again. Damn, that thing is flying. You can feel that? I know you can hear it on the stream, but you can feel it. Everything vibrates, like the whole, like the sidewalk vibrates. It's pretty intense. This is where the Mothman gets you, yeah, right? That's like, that area is where like you see a car coming and you get nervous just because there's another human and there's no one else around. Phoenix, it is moderately flat here. We're doing like some hills, but like that's not really anything. I don't really consider that much of a hill. Alright, this guy's not real. It is pretty flat. We've stayed relatively close to the river today. If we walked out farther into West Philly, there's quite a hill to the top of like the 69th Street area. There's quite a hill to get there, but that's really the most hilly part of the city. There's also Manayunk, which is has some pretty big inclines, and then the Lemon Hill area is appropriately named. Philly is pretty flat. In this river delta area, or in the area in between the two rivers is pretty flat. There's areas of the city that are not so flat, but we don't get out to those as often on stream. Yeah, sure, I hate driving. I don't love having to get in the car. And that's sort of the argument that I've had. It's not even an argument, but like the point that I keep coming back to whenever the conversation comes up about like, how would you feel about moving or like living in the suburbs, right? How would I feel about it? I just don't want to have to get in a car to leave the suburbs. Like, I've lived in the city forever. I lived in the suburbs when I was a kid, and I didn't love that. And basically, I went to when I started university, I moved to the city, and I have never, maybe one year in a different state, I lived outside of the city. Between being 18 and this moment of my life. So, for 22 years, I've lived in the city, and I don't really want to be out of that. I grew up in the city, but being a kid, being a like 8, 9-year-old in the city is different than being an adult in the city. There's the Amtrak train. That wall is a little too high. I appreciate being able to like walk out of my house, hop on a bus, and get anywhere in the city. You know, bus, subway, train, whatever. Like, I don't drive to get to places on stream. Like, I left my house this morning, and like navigated to where I started stream without using a car. So I love being able to do that. We do have a car, and I do use it occasionally, but it's not my first choice transportation-wise. All right, this is Pascal Avenue, so we're getting back up toward the bridge where we cross the river. So we're going to cross the river again, and we're going to see how we get to the river trail from there. So we may end up just sitting in Rittenhouse for a little bit, waiting for my son. And that's fine if we do. So the delivery to the middle school, all the kids are wearing shorts, and it's 8. Yeah, oh yeah, it's 8 is warm. It's like 8 right here right now. where I am. So, not the same weather. I'm wearing a jacket, but as stated before, I am sweating. It's, I almost want to take this jacket off. Because I don't want to get sweaty underneath. It's not, when I'm away from the river, there's no breeze. There's our bathtub on the sidewalk. I love that the bathtub matches the door. Can we talk about the bathtub and the door being the same color? That's kind of fun. What's in the bathtub? Oh, we got plants. Cute. Oh man, it was nice out where you were yesterday. It was frigid in Philly and windy. It's March, so everything is just weird. It was like cold and then hot. I'm just going to zip my jacket and see how that works. I'm also wearing gloves. I probably shouldn't have gloves on. My hands are sweaty. A pink toilet! Now, it would be funny if there was a toilet next to that thing that was also painted appropriately in coordinating colors. Perhaps a yellow. Maybe yellow is not the best color for a toilet, but I don't know. Oh, this is a shooting range in here. That's cool. The Lock and Load shooting range. Sounds. Okay, we're back now on the bridge. I'm gonna take a pause here for just a second. I'm gonna take my gloves off. Because I'm literally wearing wool gloves, so not great for my sweating. And then I think I might take this jacket off too. I think I'm gonna take the jacket off so that I don't continue to sweat in it. So that way, when it is cold and I am waiting around, I can just put a jacket on, and then it'll feel like I'm getting warm again as opposed to getting cold. All right. Toilet color. Oh my God, that's funny. I love those like retro bathroom colors. Kind of great. Those sound amazing. All right. This is one of those jackets. Oh, I think I can just. Yeah, this is one of those, right? I can like fold it into a pocket. I never do this because I just wear it. But if I'm stuffing it in my bag, I might as well try to do the thing that it's designed to, right? I like took my gloves and jacket off right as I'm about to get into the windiest part of my walk. So I'm gonna get cold and then we get off the bridge and it'll feel like a little reward. There we go. Nice. Alright, now let's see. Can I stuff this in my bag? Turn this around like that. There we go. Just need to get in the other pocket of the bag. I need to move some things around here. So bear with me for a moment. Good friend has touched my phone without looking at the stream. I could have. Although it has to confirm. So if I touch it twice in the stream, I'm just kidding. It probably won't. I hope not. Anyway, that's not the ideal. Let's put this in here. Stuff this in. Hopefully that doesn't cause any issues. And close the back up. Sorry for all the jostling. There we go. There's that. Pull this cord out just a little. Put this in the bottom shelf. Pocket of the bag. So bear with me for a moment. We're getting reorganized. I'm getting reorganized and I'm like keeping the things that I need to keep Available. All right. There we go. Oh my God, surf like a retro 70s jacuzzi that still works. Oh yeah. That sounds fun. DJ Harley, welcome in. Hello. Still carpeted? Oh my God. Old bathroom carpet? No thank you. No thank you. That sounds terrible. No offense. Okay. We're moving again. Why don't I always start moving before I like get my bag on my body? I don't know. Okay, there we go. DJ Harley, if you want to check in, you need to have your the exclamation point before the word check in. I know that you know this. Just noting that it didn't take. I'm aware that you know that. Okay, we are through the Bartram's Garden. We've gone out and back. Oh, I guess that's how you could get in. A little hole in the fence. We should have just gone through that in the first place. Oh well. There you go. We got it. So we went through Bartram's Garden. Now we're going back towards Center City. We're going to Rittenhouse Square from here. We're going to make our way there slowly. I might stop and get a little beverage on the way. We'll see. Where's my microphone? Oh, there it is. Right. I lost track of it. It was on my jacket. And I'm like, I just had the thought, I'm like, did I just stuff my microphone in the bag in my jacket and like nobody could hear anything except the muffled sounds of my jacket rubbing against itself? Hold on. I gotta buckle my backpack here so I can move the microphone onto the bag where it was. There we go. Okay. All right, we're set. I'm in my dyslexic part of the day. Well, fortunately, we don't have any words on stream during the IRL stream, so I think you should be okay. Welcome in. It's good to see you. We're walking in West Philly right now. We're about to exit West Philly. So, though that train that we saw come by, the one that came through Bartram's Garden, was coming on one of these two tracks here. Hey, here comes another one. Look at that. What kind of train is this? This is SEPTA. This is a regional rail. This is probably coming from the airport. That one's probably the airport train coming in. So these tracks go into 30th Street Station, which is the main train station in the city. I'm guessing that's either the airport line or from Delaware County. Those are the only two things to the south of here. And we're on the other... Shit. I should be on the other side of this bridge. That's fine. We're not, but I should be. We're heading back. We were in Bartram's Garden, and now we're moving, again, back towards Center City. So we were pretty well north of, well south of where we are right now. We're going to move toward Rittenhouse Square. I don't know what route we're taking to get there, but about 3.5 kilometers to get there. So I think I can get to Schuylkill River Trail 30. I know I can get there from 34th Street, which probably doesn't mean anything to y'all, given everything here. But we're working on getting there. I want to get onto the Schuylkill River Trail as soon as possible. So what they're doing down here, by the way, is this is part of the river trail. Part of the river trail network, guess, they're building a footbridge across the river. So what we're doing right now, being on the road, not on the road, I mean this is a protected sidewalk here, but over here, probably sometime in the next year or so, we'll be able to walk across this river on the trail and just get into Bartram's Garden from there. So that's the trail that I was trying to get onto. You can walk all the way up this trail to where that white truck is. So when we were down at Bartram's Garden, which is like just down the river from here, when I said like we're at the north entrance and we walk out in that sort of like wasteland of a street. If I kept going and walked straight, I would get to right where that white truck is. So this would connect all through, and then where that truck is driving down there is also, that truck is driving on the river trail. So that trail goes out to, well, it ends right there, currently. They're constructing a portion that goes out to Bartram's Garden, but then it goes on the other side of the river, all the way out of the city. It goes way, way north of the city. Have a bridge that already has graffiti on it. Yeah, I mean, listen, you call it a bridge, other people call it a fresh canvas, where you take your pick. It's definitely got graffiti on it already, both sides, and probably the one in the center too. Yeah. Yeah, this is all under construction currently, and there's actually underneath of this bridge where I am right now, there's a little concrete skate park, which is really cool, which we saw on a previous stream. Able to get to this river trail from right here at the end of this bridge. I should be able to like walk down here and get onto that and walk across the new section of the bridge, which is really exciting. Like honestly, like it's kind of exciting. So we'll take that all the way into Center City because it does look like I can get there, which is amazing. This has not been open previously. Well, it's about every city in the US. Has it graffiti? Yes. Yeah, for sure. I remember I was in 5th grade and I went on a field trip to the Franklin Institute in Philadelphia. So like we took a bus here. I remember that I was intrigued of all the graffiti, because along the highway on the way into the city, there's these like massive graffiti pieces, and I remember taking pictures because I was like, wow, look at these huge like pieces of art. CJ, that sounds amazing, honestly. How long do you smoke a pork rind for? Is this like an all-day project? I'm assuming so. I know like smoked meats. When I watch the YouTube videos about venerable barbecue places in the South, it's always like long-form smoking. Yeah, no, I'm thinking blends, honestly. Like, tagging your name in a large format in, like, a way that looks interesting is more interesting than just, like, a scrawl. Right? Like these, like this right here, this is just, like, a tag. Right? Like, that doesn't, that's not like a... This is just someone spraying their name in a interesting way. But, like... I don't know, once you get into like a larger format, like not even this really, but like that takes more effort. That takes more effort than that. And I think like the larger you get, and the more complex you get. I find graffiti is fascinating. It's definitely an art form. I hear you though, where you're like I could sign my name with a spray paint. Yeah, exactly. They have their own different cultures and formats. Yeah, there's definitely, there's the have a can of spray paint in your backpack and just like throw a tag on literally anything. For example, the bottom of a road barrel. And then there's the put up larger pieces, which, the stuff along here. So something. We just came across this bridge, right? And this is like a little skate park underneath of it. This is fun. I've ridden up here before. I've taken my bike down here. It's a neat little park. It's kind of cool because this has been here for a long time. And then, this trail here, this portion that's going through here is relatively new. So it's funny because this park was just in the middle of nowhere, underneath of a highway bridge forever, and now there's a trail with families and stuff going across it. I wonder how the people who have skated here for a long time feel about having little kids on their push bikes rolling around in a smooth concrete area. Oh, this is 4 charcoal grills. I was thinking about you with the rotisserie the other day. I remember when we got that, and I was thinking about, I was roasting a chicken, and then I had purchased the rotisserie chicken at the store, and I was like, I could probably do this myself. Interesting. Yeah, it is a sick little park. Nick, I was down there with Calvin sometime in the fall, probably November. So it was one of the warmer days in the fall where we were just riding our bikes. And I was trying to ride it on my fixed gear bike, and I almost completely tipped over and had an accident. It was not good. But he let me. I was like, "Hey, can I use your bike?" And I to my kid. I was like, let me ride it on your bike, and I did. And he was like, it was funny because I used to bike. I used to have a BMX bike and do bunny hops and little ramps and shit, dirt jumps. And I got on it and was doing the ramps on his bike and jumping over stuff. And he was like, that's so cool. How did you do that? And I was like, I don't know. But I should stop before I break this new bike of yours. But it was a lot of fun. It made me want to get a BMX bike or a skateboard and go ride on it. But this is a little ripper, kind of a fun little space. I've never been down. I didn't even know that existed before this trail. And I only walked on this trail for the first time summer, sometime in the fall last year. So, it was interesting. And now that I look at it, I'm I wonder how people feel about it. The joys of inertia. I know, right? Yeah, definitely don't ride a fixed gear bike. Not a good one. Hey, we got East here. Hello, friends. I'm not bothering you. You can leave me alone. Yes. Very alert. I see you. Okay. Alright, we've made it. We made it past. I don't think they're going to get me. It's, I would like to get a board. I was thinking about this the other day. I used to skate when I was a teenager, and the first year or two at university I was skating. I stopped because of my knees, because, I felt like my knees were going to explode. But I think from a riding around perspective, I think it's fun. I definitely would never, I don't love the electric boards that everybody's got now. They're riding around, with a little remote in your hand, and they're zipping around. I mean, I think that they're